All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time. So I know you're saying to yourself, what is the Psycho doing this time? Well, we got to that time already, guys. We got to that time. We're going to do a new episode of Jukebox From Hell. That's right. Before we get into that, though, if you have the chance, if you have not seen it yet, go check out episode 19, Village People's Renaissance from 1981. I think you will be pleasantly surprised. This time around, on the scorecards, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at episode 20. Episode 20, which we will be spotlighting here, Blue Oyster Cult.'Are Imaginos from July 1988. Episode 20, the end of season 2 of Jukebox From Hell. So I have all my research here. Here's the front, here's the back, and what we have here from a record collecting standpoint is we've got the big story on the sleeve here, okay, along with this is what the back looks like. And then you are going to be looking at a, of course, red Columbia press. Mine is nice and minty. Sounded real good on the turntable. Real good. So, sure I can get it into the sleeve, huh? Whatever. We'll just do it this way. Anyways. So, let's get into this. This might be slightly longer than what you people are used to. There's a lot of information. So once again, Blue Oyster Cult, Imaginos, July 1988. Their 11th studio album. It was recorded over 7 years. Yes, started in 81 and ended in 88. This is former member drummer Albert Bouchard, who he was dismissed in August of 81 originally, and lyricist Sandy Pearlman. This is basically their initialized concept. CBS rejected this album, though, in 1984, the original version of it. This is all my notes, by the way. Today's sources were Blue Oyster Cult's official website, Wikipedia, and allmusic.com, all right? And I did glean off of a little bit from Albert Bouchard's page and another Blue Oyster Cult forum, so we got a combination of things. Some say that technically this is not a band album, but we're more of a musical assistant to Albert and Sandy's vision. I say, so what, all right? The concept goes way back, and believe you me, I could probably add another 10 to 15 minutes on this video just to try to explain the concept, but I won't. At least not right now. Maybe in a future deep dive, if you will. But concept goes way back to the mid-1960s, where Sandy went off and he created a collection of his poems and ideas and stuff as the Soft Doctrines of Imaginos. Lots of elements gleaned for this. Pretty much, though, you got a combination of Gothic literature, H.P. Lovecraft, and sci-fi workings all mixed together in this melting pot, if you will. It was quoted that Imaginos is a bedtime story for the children of the damned. By Club Ninja's release in 1985, which was the previous Blue Oyster Cult album, the band was pretty much known as Two Oyster Cult. Eric Bloom and Buck Dharma are who remained. Alan Lanier left in the middle of this recording, and Joe Bouchard at the end of the album's release was also gone. That album only made it to number 63 on the Billboard 200, with a single, Dancing in the Ruins, being number 9 on the US mainstream rock charts. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of Imaginos. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, I lied. I have a little bit more here. Albert was in an attempt to be pushed out of the recording process after its initial rejection in '84. Albert had to sue against the band and label to protect his rights and claims as author and producer. I don't blame him for that whatsoever. Over those 7 years, lots of guests on this album, other than the original classic Blue Oyster Cult lineup. You do have current and future members. Tommy Zvonchek and John Rogers are on here too. There's also a section called For Guitar Orchestra of the State of Imaginos. You have guesting Robbie Krieger from The Doors, Aldo Nova, and Joe Satriani. That's right. Thomas Price from Scandal. He plays some drums. Kenny Aronson, session bassist extraordinaire. Tommy Magaroni from the Ian Hunter Band, and Albert spin-off Helen Wheels. That was a lady singer, but Albert Bouchard was briefly involved with Helen Wheels. So Imaginos, though, only made it to number 122 on the Billboard 200. Astronomy 1988 was released as a single, but it didn't chart. It did do very well on radio per se, but it did not chart on the Billboard charts. Okay, we got 9 tracks here this time. 9 tracks. Track 1, I Am the One You Warned Me Of. The story of Desdenova, which was Imaginos' female form, if you will. Imaginos really is like a chameleon. He's a chameleon, and maybe a shapeshifter, a very master of disguise, if you will. Really good rocker to start this off, but you got to check out the lyrics. Now, I'm saying that for all of this album. The lyrics are quite interesting, and sometimes are profound, and sometimes deep. We go track 2, Les Invisibles. Very cool tune here. In part of the lyrics, emphasis on the number 7. A real good guitar solo here. Boy, those lyrics. Always love hearing Buck Dharma indeed. Track 3, In the Presence of Another World. The start of this sounds a little like Metallica, and then goes into high gear. 7 years of labor for the instruments of time indeed. Eric Bloom does a fantastic job singing on this. We go to track 4, Del Rio's song. It's okay. It does rock, but I just can't put my finger on what I don't like. I don't care for the chorus, but do love the guitars on this. Track 5. This one is probably one of the more longer song titles I've ever heard. The Siege and Investiture of Baron von Frankenstein's Castle of Weisseria. Say that 5 times fast when you're drunk. I really dig this song. The singer at times reminds me of kind of either Dio, Brian Johnson from AC/DC, or a little bit of David Coverdale from Whitesnake. I can't really figure out. Maybe he's a little of all of it. I don't know. The guitars are crazy, and that cascading piano and great drums, oh yeah. We go to track 6, Astronomy. This is a redone version. Originally, the original version was on Secret Treaties. Love the galloping guitars and the vocals. Check out the video for this. I'll put it in as a video bonus in my description. Imaginos, a bedtime story for the damned indeed. We get to track 7, Magna of Illusion. Jumps right out at you from the beginning. Buck does real good on vocals here. The title means big of illusion, which our Imaginos is big of doing. He's a captain of a ship on a voyage in 1892. Love the guitar solos and the piano in the background. We get to track 8, Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah, that's right. Their name is track 8. Some reworking from a past tune, Subhuman. They keep some of Sandy Pearlman's lyrics, though, and change it around some. Nice to hear Albert and Buck on vocals on this. Boy, Albert sings of the fear, very convincing of the tale he tells. Meet me by the sea indeed. I enjoyed the Blue Oyster Cult many years ago. I joined. Track 9, title track, Imaginos. People, ... the Bizardo was Imaginos in disguise. Sounds like a Meatloaf Bat Out of Hell track feel. I'm a rocker, a roller, a spinner too. In great way to end this fine, kick-ass at times, slightly bombastic album. This is, in my opinion, the closest you're going to get to a metal album from Blue Oyster Cult. Yeah, that's right, you heard me. Metal album. Now, the afterwards. So, this is what we got here. After the release and following tour of Imaginos, Columbia kicked them off the label. According to Sandy Pearlman, quote, there was actually no intention on the part of Columbia Records at all to promote it. The promotion people were told not to work the record even though they wanted to. Due to a lawsuit in 1989 filed by Albert against management of Blue Oyster Cult and Columbia Records, he was able to get payment for his work on this album. But because of resentment to Sandy Pearlman for stealing part of Albert's ideas for Imaginos, caused Albert to not work with him again. Imaginos was originally supposed to be part 1 of a 3-part trilogy on the whole entire concept of this. Columbia was sold to Sony in 1988, which they say maybe was part of the reason why the new management from Sony didn't want Blue Oyster Cult, due to, yes, the sales for Revolution by Night and Club Ninja were lower than, and this, of course, kind of didn't help as well. Their next album would not be for almost 4 years, which was the soundtrack to the movie Bad Channels in August 1992. So, let me ask you something. I have been a Blue Oyster Cult fan for years, since the late 1970s. Yes, I remember Don't Fear the Reaper being played all over the radio. But in the 80s, I started collecting their back catalog, going back to that 1972 first album, alright? I didn't find this thing right away in 88, okay? I don't even recall actually seeing this in the record stores. It might have been a blip. I didn't end up getting this copy until the early 2000s. I've had this for almost 20 years, this copy here. Are you a Blue Oyster Cult fan? Did you end up buying this when it first came out? Alright? Or were you like me and you ended up finding this out later? Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite Blue Oyster Cult album or song? Tell me that in the comments, alright? So, like we said, this is the end of Season 2 of Jukebox From Hell. We are going to be taking I'd say at least a 6-week break, okay, due to health issues. I'm getting a surgery done, so I need some time to heal. But we will be starting on episode 3 of Jukebox From Hell towards about maybe Halloween time, I want to say, okay? Don't hold me to that. You asking me, and maybe you didn't, what are we going to start off with for Season 3 of Jukebox From Hell? Well, I'm going to leave that a mystery. That's right. Yeah. Oh God, are you going to be rolling your eyes? You will be rolling your eyes to the beginning episode of Season 3 from Jukebox From Hell, coming up soon. Let me ask you something, guys. You guys amazed me. You amazed me. Over 200 views for the Village People. Didn't see that coming. 4th most watched jukebox video in the whole 20 episode series. So here's the thing. Here's a little guessing game. What do you think I'm going to go off and mention for the first episode of Jukebox From Hell? Leave comments. Leave me some ideas. We've already got 4 episodes locked in for season 3. I still got some room here. Please like and subscribe. Please help me get to 1,000 subs. I am very close. I am that close to 1,000 subs. That would mean a lot to me. Okay, a lot. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies of Psycho's Platters and Jukebox From Hell. And everybody, I want you guys to take care. God bless. Rock on. Summer's about over here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be getting into fall. I want everybody to have a good next few weeks. Always powered by coffee each and every time. You will be seeing me very soon. I guarantee you that. And go check this out. You will not be sorry. Take care.